Attention passionate Chicago, BEARS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, BEARS. Let's get to the news now. Let's talk about what could be one of the most game-changing rumors swirling around the NFL this offseason. The potential trade of Quenton Nelson from the Indianapolis Colts to the Chicago Bears. Yeah, you heard that right. A name that's been synonymous with strength and stability on the interior of the offensive line, a player who's been a cornerstone for the Colts for nearly a decade, might soon find himself donning the Bears, navy blue and orange. And believe me, this isn't just some rumor floating around for fun. NFL. Comm sources are indicating that the Colts are seriously contemplating this move, aiming to send Nelson to Chicago in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026 and a backup guard. Why would Indianapolis consider such a move? Well, after a somewhat disappointing season, with the Colts sitting at 6-9 and still in the mix for a playoff spot, but clearly in rebuild mode following the struggles of quarterback Anthony Richardson and their overall inconsistent offensive line, the Colts are reassessing their roster. They're prioritizing their defense, especially their defensive backs, and looking to free up cap space. Nelson, at 29 years old, is still playing at an elite level, but the Colts are wary of investing heavily in an aging interior lineman when they're trying to build for the future. The cap situation is tight. They have around $18 million in free space, but they need that to extend their key players, especially running back Jonathan Taylor. So, parting ways with Nelson might be a strategic move to maximize their flexibility and draft capital. And for the Bears, this could be a game changer. Imagine what adding Quenton Nelson would do for their offensive line, which has been a work in progress for years. Chicago has been searching for stability up front ever since they drafted Justin Fields and started their rebuild. They've made strides, but they still lack that dominant, consistent force in the trenches. Nelson could change that overnight. The Bears would instantly have one of the best interior offensive linemen in the league, a guy who can dominate in both run blocking and pass protection. His reputation as a Tita interior, a titan inside, is well-earned. Nelson is known for his incredible strength, his ability to neutralize bull rushes, and his leadership in the locker room. At 29, Nelson is still in his prime. Over his 8-year career, he started 127 games, earning 6 Pro Bowl selections and maintaining a solid 88.5 grade from PFF. In 2024, he's been exceptional, with a PFF grade of 89.1, allowing only 1 sack all season and maintaining a win rate of over 92%. His run blocking grades are consistently high, with 89.8 last season, and even with a minor knee injury in Week 8, he's proven he can bounce back and stay dominant. The fact that he's played 15 games in 2025 so far, with just a couple of sacks allowed and 4 penalties, speaks volumes about his durability and consistency. Now, from the Bears' perspective, bringing Nelson on board would be a massive upgrade to their line. Chicago's offensive line has shown flashes of potential, but has also been a bit inconsistent, especially when trying to protect Justin Fields and create running lanes for the likes of Khalil Herbert or even newer additions. With Nelson anchoring the interior, the Bears could see their run game improve significantly, with projected gains like plus 18% in run efficiency and a reduction of sacks by about 10. If you look at the existing group, players like G. Jenkins have struggled with penalties, and Nelson's presence would elevate everyone around him. His ability to serve as a steadying force in the pocket and open up opportunities for the offense is exactly what Chicago needs to take that next step. But it's not just about the immediate impact, it's about the long-term vision. Nelson's presence provides a foundation for the Bears' offense, especially considering the current roster and draft capital. Chicago's management has shown they're willing to make bold moves to position themselves as contenders, and acquiring a player of Nelson's caliber aligns perfectly with that strategy. His ability to boost the offensive line's overall grade, help the run game, and protect Justin Fields is invaluable. Plus, in a division where defenses are tough and dominant pass rushers are everywhere, having a rock like Nelson could be the difference in many close games. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could also impact the Bears, Super Bowl odds. Bookmakers are already seeing a shift in the odds, with the Bears potentially moving from +2,500 to +1,0 for Super Bowl LX. If they manage to secure Nelson, they'll be viewed as a much more formidable contender, especially with their improved offensive line, which could give Fields more time to operate and elevate the offense. The NFC itself is wide open, but having a dominant interior lineman like Nelson could give the Bears a real edge, especially when facing playoff-caliber teams like the Vikings, who have a formidable defensive line led by DLPFF 8050. Protecting Justin Fields against those types of defenses becomes even more critical, and Nelson's presence would be a huge boon in that regard. The Bears would be better equipped to handle tough defenses, and their overall win probability would likely see a noticeable boost, perhaps even making them a favorite in some matchups. Now, let's talk about the possible ripple effects. Bringing Nelson into the fold doesn't just improve the offensive line, it's about elevating the entire team. Having him anchor that line means the Bears can focus on other areas in the draft or free agency, knowing they've secured a cornerstone. It also sends a message to the league that the Bears are serious about contending now, not just rebuilding. That kind of confidence can be contagious, fueling the team's chemistry and the fan base's excitement. Of course, there are skeptics. Some think that trading for Nelson at this stage might be risky, especially considering the asking price and the fact that he's getting close to the age where injuries tend to increase. But if you look at his recent seasons, that's not really a concern. The guy plays through injuries, and his talent level is still elite. The Colts might be willing to part ways because they're prioritizing their cap and draft picks over a player who, while still fantastic, is also at a point where some teams might hesitate to commit long-term financials. For Chicago, though, the potential reward far outweighs the risk, especially if it means solidifying their offensive line and giving Fields the protection he needs to really thrive. In conclusion, this trade scenario isn't just a rumor, it's a potential game changer. Nelson's addition would give the Bears a foundation on offense that rivals the best in the league. It's about building a team that can compete at the highest levels for years to come, and Nelson might just be the piece that pushes Chicago over the edge. Imagine Fields with more time to throw and a strong running game behind him, leading the Bears into the playoffs and maybe beyond. That's the kind of future this move could unlock, and it's exactly the kind of bold move that could define a new era for the Chicago Bears. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Bears fans? Is this the move that elevates the team into true NFC contenders? Would you be excited to see Quentin Nelson in navy blue, anchoring that offensive line and helping Justin Fields unleash his full potential? Or do you think the price might be too high? Whatever your thoughts, I want to hear from you. Drop your opinions in the comments below. Your voice matters, and it's part of what makes being a Bears fan so special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned for everything Chicago Bears related. We're in this together, and together we're aiming for that next Super Bowl appearance. Let's keep the passion alive and keep pushing forward. Bear down.